You're at home, comfortably sitting at your gamer setup watching Cartoon Network and playing Elden Ring to distract yourself from the fact you lack much purpose in life. All of a sudden you receive a notification. A friend request? You haven't talked to anyone in weeks. Why would you be receiving a friend request? Their name is Bingus Black. You add them back and they immediately send you a message. Free game keys here, just click the link. You think to yourself, I like free stuff, and click it. Excited to see what kind of free games you're going to get. But alas, it was a trap. The link steals your Steam login information. Your username is immediately changed to Bingus Black as your account is assimilated into the hive mind and you're logged out. You take one more look at your Elden Ring character you've been grinding for 3 weeks, and as your game closes you think to yourself, why the hell is their name of choice Bingus Black? This took a long time, so if you don't like this video, I'm gonna kick your ass. Chances are you know someone who has a story similar to this. Scams and bots run rampant on platforms across the board. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I'm assuming. I can't check because I got banned for refusing to give them my social security number. Suck my dick, Mr. Zuckerberg. While all these social media networks have scams and bots on them, the most notable scams happen on the video game distribution platform Steam. You've most likely seen these scams or know someone who suffered from one. Whether it be a trade scam, a phishing scam, or getting Joe Mama'd, there's a large percentage of the platform that has been godded one time or another. And because a large portion of my audience are a bunch of retards, I'm sure a lot of you have been scammed. If you have, leave it in the comments. Tell me how it happened. Tell me how it went down. Tell me how your dumbass fell for it. And I will respond with, damn dude, that's crazy. But all of that is besides the point. Today we're going to be talking about this weird ass loop of bots I found. So I was literally just sitting there minding my own business, you know, vibing, probably playing some 7 Days to Die because I'm addicted to that game even though it sucks ass, when I got a friend request from an account called Angieee5 Twitch. And so I was just like, who is this person? Why are they adding me? I run into females occasionally in video games, even CSGO, but usually it's like a one and done. I don't add them, they don't add me, we meme around in a game and then we go our separate ways. I even got shit on by a famous trap this one time, like legitimately shit on. They absolutely demolished us, but I am sure I would remember someone named Angieee5 who apparently is on Twitch. So I go to her account and I start clicking on stuff, and she has 29,000 followers on Instagram. Scrolling down, I can see why, cause like damn. I click on her Twitch and she's doing numbers over there as well, 42,000 followers. And I'm just thinking, holy shit, who is this? Why did they friend me? What is going on here? At first glance, I already assumed it was a bot. So I waited a while to friend it until I had the time to investigate said bot. But until then, I started looking into this Angieee character. This person obviously has an actual online following. And through some simple investigating, I quickly realized she's definitely not from North America. Now, of all my skills, speaking English is not at the top of the ladder, and I damn well can't speak no other language because I barely got this shit down. Thankfully, that's why we have Google Translate. She speaks Polish, so now we know she's Polish. And before we get to the scam bot, we're going to talk about how this person, Angieee, who used to be a pro CSGO player, is now working in a freaking Swiss labor camp. Angieee Komorkiewicz is a 25-year-old Polish streamer who's been playing CSGO since the age of 16. She's been on pro team since 2015, and while I personally haven't played against her, she appears to be pretty good at the game. Back in old videos, she was Global Elite, the highest rank you can get, this being after the rank overhaul, so pretty good at the game is what I'm seeing here. And going through her Facebook page, we can see all the teams that she's been on over the years. From September 2016 to August of 2017, she was on Team Unicorns, a Polish female-only team. In August of 2017, she made a post on her fan page explaining that she was kicked off the team by the other girls. Please note, I'm Google translating all this shit, so the grammar is going to be wildly incorrect. Cope and seethe. Hello. I keep getting messages about why I don't play Unicorns anymore, so I'll write a summary post. Sadly, my adventure with Team Unicorns comes to an end today. The girls informed me of such a decision today, and I would like to write something from myself too. We played together for about a year or so. We had our ups and downs, but I always believed in in us a lot. We had a lot of great moments. We were together at boot camp. We went as guests to the Good Game Expo. We became vice champions at the Polish Women's Championship, after which we felt a huge deficiency because we knew we could win. The worst part is I don't know the reason myself. Only one of the girls said, "I didn't change my game with op, XD XD XD. A sniper is a person who knows how to play, where to line up, change position, but okay. If I had to say what every woman does wrong, this post would be much longer. But why say if I can't play XD? I have to admit I'm very shocked, because although there were a lot of problems in the team, this decision came suddenly. What's even more sad is that I was actually doing everything to make the world hear about us, and also to make ourselves better. I persuaded girls to set up their own fan pages, promoted us, and although it's not modest, it's partly thanks to me that they gained a lot of popularity, because I knew there was a lot of success ahead. In addition, I also fought myself to get sponsors for us to make everything look professional, etc. I know I gave them a lot, then all of a sudden I hear they need change. The only thing I regret is the time I wasted that I could have spent solely on streaming. Things haven't been going like we wanted lately, and I can blame myself a lot, but everyone has ups and downs, so there's no reason for me. Thanks for the game. Kisses." After this breakup, about a month later, she becomes a part of Claws FE that she'll stick with through multiple rebrands. The first of which happens only 6 months later, when they change their names to Unity FE. FE standing for female, I'm not going to keep saying it every time. For 2 years they played under this name, and despite occasional changes in the roster, Angieee appears to have been on the team since its conception. Most recently, they've rebranded the team to Arcane5. Sometime after this rebrand, they got a sponsorship with Orbit Gum, which I gotta say is pretty impressive, like Jesus Christ. Orbit, I love your gum, please sponsor me. I will do well by you, I promise. Currently, the team is no longer active, with players such as Olivka and Jolka leaving the team in early 2021. There have been a number of replacements since then, but all the ones I've seen have eventually put out a post saying they're no longer with the team. And as early as January this year, Arcane5 put out a post saying they were having tryouts. It's hard to piece it all together, but it looks like the team is no longer a thing. Angieee makes a post on her fan page explaining that because of COVID-19, there have not been many tournaments they've been able to be a part of, not a lot of sponsors, and not many online tournaments to take part in. She announced in her Discord server in early May that she was headed to Switzerland with some guy named Oscar to go find work. In my research, I did learn that it's quite common for Polish people to leave the country to find better jobs. However, this doesn't seem to have worked out the way she planned it to. In June of 2022, she made the following announcement. "Hey loved ones, happy Children's Day. Forgive me for speaking to you so late after my departure, but we had a lot on our heads in our first job. We ended up in a labor camp where we worked 6:23 to 24, or about 18 hours. We were deceived of the work and told a lot. I will tell you when I start a stream. I am at my cousin's and Oscar started working at another factory, and I am also starting there on Monday. Once we have our desks, I will probably start a stream to talk. Currently, the work will be better now, from 7 to 17:30, which is a 10.5-hour shift. But we sleep in working contingents. In time, maybe we'll afford a flat. Nothing is known, but at the moment it is difficult." So within a few months, Angieee has gone from a pro CSGO player who's been in tournaments for years to being tricked into working 18-hour days in Switzerland. That is the saddest shit I've ever heard. In the US, labor laws are mainly handled by the state that you live in. There are a few overarching federal laws, but besides that, unless your state has a maximum number of hours you're allowed to work in a day, technically an employer could just work you all frickin' day long. Like in my state, there's not a limit on how many hours you can be worked. There's also no requirement they have to give you a break, but if they do give you a break that's less than 20 minutes, they have to pay you for it. But in Switzerland, there are actually laws in place that say that's illegal. In Switzerland, you're not allowed to work more than 5.5 days total in a week. That means you're required to get at least 1.5 days off. You're also required to have 11 hours in those work days where you're not working. If Angieee is working 18 hours a day, their employer would literally be doing something illegal. And while I'm not going to question if this is true or not, that's not the point of this video. If this is the case, this is terrible. And while I don't know this Angieee person, I wish them the best. I hope life gets better. While I don't think I have many Polish viewers, if y'all want to go check her out, I'll put a link down in the description. But now that we know who Angieee is, why are there so many scam bots impersonating her? The furthest back evidence I have of a scam account is a comment left on Angiee's Steam profile April 13th, 2021. And in May of the same year, more people commented letting her know that there were more fake accounts. The last pro event she took place in before these scam bots started showing up was DreamHack 2020, which was 4 months prior to the first case I could find. Her team didn't do all that good and basically came in last place. The last round was particularly crazy. Her teammate Wiki tried to clutch up and failed, and Angieee couldn't didn't really do anything from that point. She was in like a really bad position. It's really interesting to me because I was expecting them to have some kind of victory that was nearby that caused the bots to show up. I do see some correlation there with an apparent win she got back in the winter of 2017 and her Steam group being spammed with bots at that same time. I also took a look at her teammates and not a single one of them has been impersonated at this scale. So the answer to why there are so many scam bots impersonating Angieee is I don't know. I can't find a solid link explaining why exactly she is being impersonated at this level. And right now this appears to be where her story ends for us. So now we're going to take a look at this scam bot and see what kind of tactics it uses, what kind of scams it'll throw at us, and see how badly it can hack me. But if we're going to dig any deeper, we have to do it safely, because clicking on random scam links that I know will hack my computer would be like throwing my computer off a building. To do this safely, we will be creating what is called a virtual machine, which is like a computer inside your computer. If you'd like to follow along, I'm going to give you some brief instructions on how to do so. First, download and install VirtualBox. While it's installing, Google Windows 10 Media Creation Tool. From the official Microsoft website, download said tool and create a new Windows 10 ISO file to install onto your virtual machine. Once VirtualBox is done installing, create a new VM named the ClickShit box and give it a bit of RAM. Give it just about enough storage space as a $5 flash drive and hit create. Congratulations, you've just created your first virtual machine. If you want it to run faster, you can go into the settings, go to system, and give it a few more CPUs. Now in settings, go to storage and mount the newly created Windows ISO file. Walk through the Windows install process and then you're ready to go. My username is now JoBingus and my password is JoBingus69420. Now the last step is to create a snapshot, which is basically saving a point in time for the virtual machine. So if something goes wrong, if we click on shit that breaks the computer, we can just revert back to the snapshot. Now with all that done, our ClickShit box is complete. Now instead of clicking on random links, risking the integrity of my computer, I can go to this computer and do it instead. So before we get into any of the VM stuff, let's look at this scam bot. Let's see what kind of messages it's gonna send us. This portion of the video is brought to you by Dizzyazn.
Dude, may I have a request? Hey, YouTube manager Jojo, are you here? It's literally 1 minute for you. You can win a free skin.
Hi, I can win a free skin?
So, did you vote for us or not? I don't see you.
What?
Do it now. Everybody's voice is important to us to win the tournament. Just go to the site and click on vote at the top right, Angieee Twitch team, and you can even get a random skin.
What kind of skin?
Please vote for us and get a random arcana or knife. I'm waiting for you.
What's an arcana?
Skin in Dotak. Dota. Please vote for us and get a random arcana or knife. I'm waiting for you.
What's Dota?
YouTube manager Jojo, are you here?
Yes.
So did you vote for us or not? I don't see you.
What is the vote for?
Do it now. Everybody's voice is important to us to win the tournament. Just go to the site and click on vote at the top right, Angieee Twitch team, and you can even get a random skin.
What kind of skin?
Well, where are you? I do not see among the list of voters. We are actually playing soon. Vote for us.
What are you playing soon?
Vote for us, and you get a random skin.
Vote for what?
Hey?
Yes?
Vote please now.
Vote for what?
Angieee5 team, please.
What's that?
Please vote for my team, Angieee Twitch team, and you can even get a random skin.
What's the team for?
Angieee Twitch team. We are playing in CS.
Oh. Are you good at CS?
Please vote for us and get a random arcana or knife. I'm waiting for you.
If you aren't good at the game, why would I vote for you?
Well, I can't see you. Are you sure you voted? I don't see you in the list of voters. I'm waiting for you. At the top right is my team, Angieee Twitch team.
What?
The last 3 tournaments, we all won. Buddy, are you here?
Hi. Who runs the tournament?
Tournaments are held by the organizers of the site.
What's the organization called?
Participants choose who will pass on. Hey?
Yes?
So did you vote for us or not? I don't see you. Do it now. Everybody's voice is important to us to win the tournament.
You already said that.
Just go to the site and click on vote at the top right, Angieee Twitch team, and you can even get a random skin. So, did you vote? It's very important for me.
No, I didn't.
Man, it's 1 minute.
What's 1 minute?
Hey. Hey. You here? So? Question mark? Huh.
Send tits and I'll vote for you.
Well, where are you? I do not see among—
Send tits and I'll vote for you.
the last 3 tournaments.
Sent! Now that we're all done going through the DMs, it's time to open the VM up and start clicking on some of these links. I'd like to note, you should not sign in to your Steam account on the VM. Bad idea. You need to copy and paste the links into the VM, or manually type them in. Basically, you don't want to be logged into anything of yours in the virtual machine. So I ran into some completely unrelated issues with the VirtualBox VM I made, and had to switch to VM Player. Don't at me. If you're following along at home, you'll be just fine. Everything will work the same. Let's get going. Before we get started, one last important, there we go. So the link the bot sends changes every once in a while, so we can only use the most recent link usually. That's because the domain usually gets taken down after it's reported a number of times. Now, one of the first things we see is a Twitch link that it's sending now. That's new. So if we take a look at this, it's just a channel that keeps playing a loop of clips from CSGO majors, like highlights and stuff, for over 12 hours a day. That's all this channel does. It has 5,000 followers, and what its plan is, not really sure. Could be some shit dick trying to launch his career by scamming people and then changing the account name to something later. Now we get to the spicy part where we get to click on the actual scam links. CS-ESEA is the link we have right now. So this is what the website looks like. Every time they change the domain, it'll basically look the same. They'll just change the title at the top. You have tournaments, you have the teams, Angie's team in the corner, but it's fake. Everything you click on tries to get you to log into your Steam. And this is the crux of phishing scams. The entire point is for you to put in your information so they can steal it. It's pretty simple, but this fake pop-up kind of threw me off. I literally can't figure out what the hell is going on here or how this works. This is like some level 100 illusion shit. Now, while this might look like a real Steam login page, it is fake. We're going into this knowing this is a scam. But goddamn, it looks really freaking real. Now, to test this site, I made a new Steam account called Bernie Bitch. And yes, it's exactly who you think it is. Bernie Sanders is just the type of person that would probably fall for this. And if you think you would fall for this, just keep that in mind. I'm putting you on the same level as Bernie Sanders. So by simply typing our credentials into this box here and pressing this green button, the sorting hat will now tell us which hive mind we're a part of. Bingus Black or Angieee team, or the ever-growing Joe Biden hive mind. We now have another pop-up that says we have a Steam Guard mobile authenticator on, and that they need our code to log us in. This is also fake. Because Bernie Sanders doesn't know how to operate a smartphone, he does not have a Steam Guard mobile authenticator. The entire point of this pop-up is to steal the code from anyone who actually does have the authenticator on. They're covering their bases because if you don't have a mobile authenticator, with what you've typed in so far, they can nay on your account faster than you can say the 1%. But for anyone who thinks they're so smart because they use a mobile authenticator, this is so they can steal that from you. Now, if we head back to our Bernie Bitch account, you might notice we're still able to log in. This is because of the magical power of email.
You've got mail.
If we check our login history, we can see that someone definitely did try to log into our account in Russia. I'm really not sure why it thinks I live in New Jersey, but I wake up every day thankful I don't live in a state where my Senate president was outrun by a truck driver with $153 that he spent mostly on donuts. Now, the reason we're saved by email is that every single confirmation sent is sent as an individual email with a new code. The Steam mobile authenticator is different. When it sends a code, a new one's not generated for another 30 seconds, which is like all the time in the world if you're a bot. To demonstrate this, I wrote this really simple script. It'll continuously count upward until it's been 30 seconds. Now, how many times do you think it'll count up until it's been 30 seconds? 26 million times. And you think your Steam account has a chance against the Russians? If you give them your guard code in that fake login page, they can almost immediately log into your account, change your email using your Steam guard code, and then disable your Steam guard code. Whereas if I only have email confirmation, they can't do that. If we trace their IP address, we come back to the shithole that is California. But Jojo, you might be asking. I thought our hacker man came from a communist dictatorship hellhole.
What's the difference?
Well, my fellow patriots, that's because they're using services like Cloudflare and Namecheap to actually register their domains, but they're not actually based here. That is why when we ping, we either get California or Arizona, two of the most hellish states in the union. It's also worth noting the guy who designed this website literally put his name and his telegram into the code. Chinu Masu, I understand self-promo, but like Jesus Christ, you're literally putting your stamp on crimes. I let the account sit for a minute with this person able to log in to see what would happen. Now you might have noticed my virtual machine has changed again. VM Player was just phase mom, don't at me. I'm still trying to discover myself. itself. So if we attempt a new login, it'll ask us for a guard code. And when we go to our email to go access that guard code, we will now notice that while it still thinks we're in New Jersey, the information is all in Russian. Isn't that neat? Our name has also been changed to Community Service, which is probably what Russia classifies hacking into US accounts as. Our Russian hacker hasn't actually tried to contact anyone yet, but it's quite obvious their intentions is to try to hack someone and steal their information, just like they did to poor Bernie Sanders. Chrome is also flagged as a detected phishing website, but the hackers aren't quite done. There's still an imposter among us. The domain is flagged, but that just means they need to get a new one. So what do? They just flipped it from cs-esea to esea-cs. Looking back at the hacked Steam account a day later, it looks like he did try to contact someone, most likely in an effort to scam them, but looking at his profile, he's most likely a furry, so he probably deserved it. Now, while we could leave this account open for this hacker to try to scam people with, my little Jojo heart just can't stand the thought of someone losing their account, all because I wanted to make a goofy video. So what I'm gonna do is change the password to something new, something randomly generated, and then deauthorize every device using the account. This will log out me and the hacker. We've effectively resecured the account. There's no risk of anyone else using it. And with that, our investigation has come to an end. The case of Angieee has been a strange one, but there is something to be learned about these phishing scams. Being on the internet comes with risks. If you're not willing to take those risks, I would just recommend stay on your PlayStation 2, your GameCube, your Nintendo 64. But if you're a real mega Chad who wants to grind that Raid Shadow Legends clan boss and waste your paycheck on legalized underage gambling, then you need to know how to protect your accounts. You need to know the very simple things not to do. Don't click on random shady links. Do not use the same password for your email address and the accounts you make for your email address. Do not give your account information to anyone for any reason. And lastly, use common sense. Some of the dumb shit I've heard people fall for is just ridiculous. Like that one scam where someone will DM you like, hey dude, sorry, I accidentally reported you to Steam and they're gonna delete your account now. I need you to go through all this shit. That's a scam. Use your brain for more than 2 seconds. And if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment. Go show Angieee some support. She's kind of like enslaved right now. But most of all, everyone have a good day.